Back on site. Where we at? Day 4? Day 4 with it. Like yesterday was a good one. Got to get a lot of progress. And if you look at it, it's really coming together. Got the row home houses, the marble steps, got the Sphinx Club, a staple back in the day on Pennsylvania Avenue in this neighborhood. And last night we were able to sketch, blow up the image of the hands holding the flowers in the garden, play that Kendrick Lamar Man in the Garden, and behind the scaffold we got the big Royal Theater up. So big sketching last night, color blocking yesterday. And I think one of the, like you say, every mural doesn't go as planned. So one of the major, I guess, things we had to overcome was trying to figure out the best method of sketching and laying down colors. Because if you sketch first on a white wall, you know, it's nice because you're going on the back of primer, so the color will lay down a lot nicer. But then you have to worry about putting in the background, going into these little crevices as you paint. But if you color block everything first and you project the image on top, which you paint over top of the spray painted background, you don't have to worry about that. The background is already complete. So some things take a different process than others. The walls that you can see here with the purple, the magenta, the orange, there's a lot of empty background space, so it makes sense to do that. But if you look at the Royal Theater, you can't really see it because it's just a sketch, but there's a lot of different small colors, so it really doesn't make sense to just spray paint one large color when most of it's going to be covered up by a different amount of small colors. So sounds like a handful, sounds like a mouthful, and it is, but it's just a process you go through when you're doing this mural thing. Nothing is ever the same. Every project we've been on, Rod, ain't it been a different approach each time?
Every time.
Like, every time. So this is day 4. I think it's good progress, honestly. We guesstimated it'd probably take us maybe 10 days. So I feel like we're on progress. We definitely at the right step. So we'll tap in. You'll see the work for the day. Let's get to it.
Not in the book. I gotta read
Yeah.
not in the books. It's not in the books.
Not quite.
Not in the books. Day 4, just getting started.
Come on, man.
You know, health is wealth.
Yes, sir.
Shots.
We took the midday shot yesterday, but we gotta start the day with it today.
Yes, indeed.
Got to. Health is wealth, man.
How do you like this one?
I like it.
I've
I
got
like it a lot.
I don't even use.
Now, before we got started for the day, I got a text message from a photographer from the Baltimore Sun. And this is when I'm always talking about these art lessons, the art game, the art of the relationship is not just about painting pretty pictures or being in your studio in your own mind. It's really a business to the art game, and so many things go into effect for you to elevate in your career, to become more effective, and just to reach the people more. Let's go back to Black History Month. I had an exhibit down at Maryland Live Casino, and one of the photographers was from the Baltimore Sun that was covering the story. So I was introducing myself, telling him what I do and everything, and he just so happens to be doing a story on Freddie Gray in April. I told him I was a muralist and he loves all the art in the city and he covers murals around the city. So it was just a great natural conversation that we had to start off with. But to make it even more fruitful and relate to the story, he was doing a story coming up for Freddie Gray in April. Makes it 10 years of the passing of Freddie Gray here in Baltimore. It was a big time in the city, and the impact still today just shows how much it had an effect on the city even 10 years ago. But I was able to connect with him and tell him about the project that I was working on, and he wanted to stay in touch when I started working on it. So he hit me up a couple of days before I started, and we got the connections for him to come down and cover the story, do a couple interviews with me and Rod, and just shed light on what we're doing positive in the city for the space. And this makes so much impact in the city, and it means so much because you got to remember, I'm here to do my art to impact the world. People get emotions when they see my art. They feel good. It sparks conversation. So to be able to have these plugs and to be able to have these relationships with different people that can help spread my image and help shed the light on what I'm doing, I got to be grateful for it and take advantage of it. So shout outs to Lloyd. As you'll see, we did a couple interviews in front of the mural, and we just was chopping it up about everything going on in the city. Definitely a great guy. I appreciate you coming through, Lloyd. Definitely a great time talking to you.
So yours turns. I don't remember.
Yeah.
So is that a newer one?
It has a gimbal. It came out in 2023.
Okay.
Late 2023. But I just like how small and
isn't it nice?
Yeah.
I took it down to spring training a few years ago.
Also known as Art by J-Law. A muralist here in Baltimore doing a nice big mural for the community Stockton Street project, part of a big revitalization project with Parks and People, Councilman James Torrance and Senator Antonio Hayes. And it's a great project that we're doing to revitalize the community, a big green space. And behind me, I'm doing a mural that commemorates the neighborhood of the Penn North community. And a lot of things that go into the community as a whole, from the history back in the 20s and 30s, from the Royal Theater to the Saints Club to updated things of the community garden as well, and also commemorizing the row homes and the marble steps that you have here on Stockton Street and also on Cumberland Street. So it's a great project that we're doing. Just started about 4 days ago, hoping to finish by the end of March and to have it all ready for the 10-year anniversary Freddie Gray.
And what else is that? What else is that?
Yeah, so besides the mural, we're gonna be doing a big green space, so have plant beds for the community to grow fresh fruits, fresh plants, and also have pathways for people to park and to walk. Also have exercise, yoga, things to just help the community, improve the health of the community as well, and to uplift the morale also.
And you said you were doing this to commemorate Freddie Gray. Like, tell me a little bit about it.
Yeah. So as you know, this is the 10-year anniversary coming up in April for Freddie Gray uprising in this neighborhood. Right, one block over, Penn North was the center of it. So having something that's bright, that uplifts the community, that has growth. You've seen how the community has changed in the last 10 years and the improvement. So this is just one step towards more improvements for the future as well. Like I said earlier, this day was literally just a paint day. I was able to really focus on that first panel wall with the row homes to knock out the windows and also do the background brick color for the rest of the row homes. And Rod knocking out the Sphinx Club, filling in the big spaces of color, the purple for the building, and also just filling in the background sky. Low effort day, just peaceful. Don't have to think much, not much troubleshooting just to get to it. So definitely a cloudy, overcast day, cold, but we were able to get through it and really grind it out for the rest of this day with the detail for it. Color palette: be inspired by your environment. Roll home coming together. Looking good, just like the block. Sphinx Club. Man, raw season getting to it. Purple was too clean. Tex crispy too. Oh man, look at them corners. So day 4 is a wrap. Today it was cold out there. I'm not even gonna hold you. When you see me here, this probably gonna be called the end of the day reflections. This is the reflections of each, day that we go through this mural process. But today it was cold. I don't even think it reached 50 degrees today here in Baltimore, and you felt it. I had my big fleece coat on, had my hat, gloves, and it was just one of them days where you struggle a little bit. You get your hand warmers, but you just keep pushing. So we got good progress. Got a entire panel finished. it wasn't an eventful day. It was very low, having to maneuver different things. It was basically just the basic process. We knew what we needed to paint and we got to it. So it's interesting because now we have like colors up on the wall. We have things that we're painting, and you're starting to see more and more people come and interact with us. So we got a lot of people to come by, and when I say a lot, like 4 people come to talk to us about the mural. And even a Baltimore Sun photographer came by. I met him. Funny thing, I met him at my last art show that I had. My art show I had in February at Maryland Live Casino. If you haven't seen that video, definitely check it out. But it really shows you that you really just need to be in those rooms. Don't be afraid to talk about what you do, and that's how you build those connections. Literally, he was a photographer for the show that was covering the story, and we were talking, and I was telling him about what I do. I'm a muralist. I have a mural coming up, and he just loved it because that's what he covers in terms of in Baltimore. So telling him what I do and us being an asset, we exchanged information, we stayed in touch. So now it's time for the mural. I'm doing it, and he reached out to come and check it out. So he took video of me, took some photos, and it might actually be the cover story for the Freddie Gray 10-year anniversary that's coming up in April. So I talk about this all the time, especially here on this channel. Really, you got to show up, you got to network. In this art world, it's really about who you know, and you can't be afraid to talk about yourself because you're an asset, and you know you're an asset, so you have to let people know that. So it was great for him to come out, to check us out, to talk about us, and to do the interview. On top of that, you just see more and more people. Had another woman come by. She was an artist, and she was just telling me about things that she did, and she wants to get into murals, so we exchanged information as well. And that's another thing too, I'm never going to gatekeep, so it was great. And one last thing, when you're doing public art, I know you have to be talented, you have to be an artist, but you have to remember that you're doing this for the community, you're doing this for public. So having people skills and knowing how to talk to people is really a part of the process. People are going to come up to you. It was this one guy that he just wanted some bus fare, and he was going to work for it, but really didn't have anything for him to do. So we definitely donated to him, helped him out. But just being in that mode, just because you're an artist, you can't just be so in your shell, don't want to talk to people, because they're people too. People that come up to you, even though you're in your grind, you're doing your work, and you get into it, you got to be able to talk to the public, because that's who you're providing the service for. And it just doesn't hurt to be good to people. And lastly, this one guy came by, and he came by earlier this week, and he was just, asking us when we want to be finished. He was like, "You did any other murals in the area?" And I was like, I did one at Mondawmin Mall, which is one of the main malls in Baltimore City. And he was like, "You don't remember me, do you?" And I was like, "I really don't." He was like, he watched us do that mural, and we talked to him. And it's just funny because that was 2 years ago, and we're doing another mural that's in the same neighborhood, and he pulled up and watching us do this. So it just shows you, man, you gotta be an asset to the community. Don't be afraid to talk to people and just network, man. That's really what this is all about. It's really bigger than just the artwork, just painting. So I just wanted to share that story with y'all, because a lot of people think in terms of doing the art, being a muralist, doing the public art. How do you get into these opportunities? You got to show up, you got to be able to network, got to be able to talk to people, because it's one of those things that it's an asset, and it's all in this one big mixing pot. It all goes together to be successful in this world. So if I can share the game with you, I definitely will. Just wanted to give you that tidbit for today. But it was a great day. It was a great day. It was super cold. We had the plan set to finish a panel. It's the house on the left hand side, the row homes. Got those finished, and then we'll be moving on to another one tomorrow. So this is day 4. Man, check me out for day 5. Y'all know what it is, man. Day 4 out the way. See y'all tomorrow.